Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Sunday, about to be Monday, September the 16th, and this is the weekend market overview that is pretty late. But anyways, I guess I'll get right into it, starting off with the Dow. Up 53.5 points on Friday, and it looks pretty darn uh, high, but it's a new high, so bullish. And closing right at the upper Bollinger Band, we can see everything is locked in the upright position, and the 14-day RSI moving average coming up off of its low, which actually in the scheme of things isn't that low, but still heading on back to the top. So, except for some kind of NDE about war or something else, it sure seems like it's improbable that we'll have any real weakness. Certainly with the $40 billion a month POMO going into action forever, any dip will be bought. So, So certainly looks toppy, but hey, I guess it will remain that way for months, weeks, years, who knows. Um, Everything moving up or locked up. Very nice. 60-minute time frame. Is there anything to be gleaned from this? Well, I kind of think that there is. You could look at this and say that this is a bull flag, just consolidation before it stair steps up once again. Seems rather likely to me. Beyond that, going through time, it's worked off a topping area in the heat map. Things have backed off slightly. MACD histogram sloping down, MACD going down, RSI up, stochastics going down, turning around, going back up, 14-day RSI moving average up, and CCI backing off slightly. Overall, unless the low from Friday were to be broken, it seems unlikely that there's real danger here. But if that were to occur, I would be looking at right here, which is 13,350 for a bounce. I certainly don't think that it can break down at this time, but SPX, more of the same. A little bit of a sell-off on Friday, intraday, still up. And just like the Dow, everything stuck high or going higher. Nothing really to see. 60-minute time frame. I'm sure it's going to be more of the same. Yep, possible bull flag, and just not too much to see. I mean, only if it broke Friday's low would it be in any kind of trouble of some sort of a pullback, and the pullback would be bought. And that's all there is to it. Moving on to the VIX. Very interesting that the VIX would have a green day on Friday, along with SPX and the Dow. Certainly we have this low, which needs to be retested. I don't think that Friday's action would be a proper retest of that. It came close, but not quite. It is a spinning top. We talked about having problems with the long-term moving average bar. That was expected. But QE certainly did a number on the VIX. Worse than would have been normally expected, I think, since things are pretty ugly out there. But we're told that everything's getting better. Beyond that, we have the CCI moving down, stochastics moving down, 14-day RSI moving average moving up, RSI moving up, MACD histogram moving down, MACD moving down, definitely more in a negative than positive. A couple of things that maybe could save it, but really, in this environment? 60-minute time frame on the VIX. With the 14-day RSI moving average moving on down. We can see that the fast stochastic has already gotten to the tops, turning around. CCI is moving up, RSI is moving down, MACD histogram is moving up, MACD is moving up. But overall, I mean, we have this big red candle from the POMO announcement on Thursday. We haven't reached the middle point of that candle, which is resistance, which coincides with the long-term moving average bar in 60-minute time frame. So if it gets to $15, it should have problems. And TNA, small caps. This is amazing. We had talked way back here, actually, way back here, about having problems with descending highs. That was broken on Friday. New high, bullish. Certainly, it's a ridiculous move to the upside. We have a problem in the heat map. We have everything moving up. It looks like it's a bit too far to me, but certainly, since this top is busted out, the next that we would have is way back here in 2011 in July, and that's taking it way up here to the 90 area. So, and if we even go back farther, we have April's high, and that's way back here at wow, 95, 96, 96.25. So potentially could go back to the 90s, and that would be amazing, and actually would be a really interesting point for double top, potentially multi-year double top. So until that point, I guess we'll see it run. UUP. My oh my. 26.64, and I think at some point I had given a target. It was a gap fill in this area, which it did hit on Friday. The collapse has just been extreme. We do have a small problem in the heat map, but not enough to act on just by itself. We have everything moving down. The daily, except for being massively extended, looks pretty darn bad. And it also talks about a gap fill over here, going way back to October of 2011. And that would take it all the way down here to 2120, potentially. Another just more than 40 cents down from where it is now. And kind of similar to TNA in that you could have a double bottom at this point, or maybe even down here in sub 21 area. Either of those pretty neat. Maybe it would mean something. But that would mean that the euro is going to go up to like 1.35 or something like that. Maybe even 1.40. Very interesting. And why not? 60-minute time frame. UUP, the dollar, trying to do a gap fill from Thursday and falling short by quite a bit. You can see that we're having a secondary reset. CCI moving up, fast stochastic moving up, MACD histogram moving up. If it's able to fill this gap fill, which I don't know if it'll even be able to do so, it'll probably go right back down afterwards. But and FXC, the euro, amazing, busting out the 200-day moving average, making a new recent high, closing in on previous peaks. Maybe the 132 area would be interesting. topping area in the heat map, but everything moving on up. No sign of real weakness at this point. And, what is there to say beyond that? No visible clue except that really extreme move. CompQ, the NASDAQ, also reaching multi-year highs by a good amount. By a really good amount. Definitely a breakout. It is pretty extended in the heat map, but everything moving up or holding high. What is there to say beyond that? And Apple. This one's really cool. I mean, it made a new all-time high Friday. What else is there to see here? We still have the 14-day RSI moving average moving down. The stochastic's moving up to meet it. We had talked about having a reset back here, and certainly appears to be the case, looking for a bullish cross on the MACD itself. Everything moving up, with the exception of the 14-day RSI moving average, and 700 sure seems to be a magic number. And with all the devaluing of the dollar, you would think that this one is just going to blow it apart to pieces, and I can't see why there would be any argument against that, but 700 level should be some kind of a pause. It's going to be really interesting. This, like many things, should come up, and then it should come down, retest what should be support, and then bounce off of it. So where is it going to turn for the retest? I don't know. I don't know how far this will go before that occurs. Most likely it'll happen when the stochastics reach the top, and then they'll travel down with the 14-day RSI moving average to the bottom, which probably won't be that far, which should be this 680 level. Then it should bounce off once again, if everything works the way that it should. Going on to GE, which leads the Dow, and new recent high on Friday, red spinning top, and not as nice as the Dow and SPX. We can already see the fast stochastic clicking on down. I don't trust this until we get a downtick. Downtick is only going to take it like 60 cents roundabout, and I don't have any illusions about a retest of the long-term moving average bar, although if it does, that would by that time will coincide with what should be support with all of these highs before it broke out. So definitely GE not as strong. GLD, gold. This one should be a no-brainer, right? Because of the devaluation of the dollar. Just trying to see if there's any kind of a obvious pattern here, but no, not really. Just in case there was a inverse head and shoulders, but no, I don't see one. Beyond that, we have the declining highs, all of which should be retested, probably will be retested. And we do have a problem in the heat map, but everything is moving on up very, very quickly. This is an amazing move. Amazing move. It'd be totally different if Ben didn't do QE3, but he has, and that's all there is to it. So close to that previous high, and I don't know if it's going to stall it or not. It'll be a big thing when it does break it, though. Actually, when it breaks both of these. They're so close together. 175, key level. And JP Morgan, the most important bank. It has done its gap fill by a good amount. Red day on Friday, but new recent high. And above Thursday's close. Not bad. Problem in the heat map. Everything high, marching higher, locked high. Certainly looks extended, but at some point, just like everything else, should have a pullback, get to what is now support, and bounce off. So just $1, $1.50 roundabout. I don't think it'll do something crazy like $3. I suppose it could, but if it does, then that would be a really important level. So somewhere in between, what is this? $39.50 and $38 probably be bought. And XLF, the banks as a whole, new recent high, very strong, very powerful, and more of the same. Everything moving high, locked high, etc., etc. No sign of a problem at this moment for a decent sized pullback. I just don't think it's going to happen. And if it does, 15.5 and 15.25. And what else is there? Oh, of course, oil. Oh, we're going to be feeling this one soon enough. Soon enough. Broke above the 200-day moving average, first time in a very long time. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down, everything else ticking up, looking for a bullish cross on the MACD itself. Dollar goes down, oil's going to go up. Simple as that. Has a long ways to go before it reaches any kind of resistance here at the $40 level. And what else? Might as well look at a Vegas stock. MGM, my favorite Vegas stock to play. And it is challenging the 200-day moving average. Everything locked high at the moment. We do have negative divergence. Is that really going to matter? Probably not. But I'll be looking for a break of the 200-day moving average, look for a little bit of strength above it, and then should have a fairly straight shot up here to 14. Not too shabby. LVS, probably the best Vegas stock, also challenging its 200-day moving average. And if it's able to break it, this is really cool. All the way up here to 62.25, 62.50 roundabout. That'd be a nice little run. And win. Aha, we have something different now, don't we? Break of the 200-day moving average in strength on increasing volume. Matter of fact, I should have looked at that on the other ones. And the 14-day RSI moving average, even though it is trying to move down, it is also leveling out. This sucker gets locked into upright position, and we get the right kind of news. Back up to almost 140. Perhaps even 160 or 170 eventually. But really interesting. I'd be very interested in any kind of a pullback. In this case, it would take it down to... this is very interesting, because it could go up enough that it comes down, tests the 200 and bounces off. Or it could come down sooner, hit the 105 area, and then bounce off. But regardless, that would make a lot of sense. And is there anything else that I'm missing? I don't think so. Yep, that's going to do it. So, sorry it's so late. I don't know when a pullback will occur. Certainly things look pretty darn stretched at the moment. And but we do know where it should go once it finally does give the signal that it needs to do a little bit of a turnaround, and that will be minor, probably only take a few days, reset all of the indicators, and then it'll be ready for another move up. Wow. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.